Hello and welcome everyone to Now German, Lektion 52, Lesson 52. Hey, Si.
Hello, everyone. Hey, Gregor.
So, Si, today we are talking about the 4 seasons. Do you have a favorite season?
There's Sommer.
There's summer. Yes, great. That's, of course, the summer and is also the title of today's dialogue. I also think the summer is pretty great. It's pretty nice. Do you like also temperatures that are above 35 degrees?
That is unbearable. But I think one good thing is that when you jump into the water, you don't feel that hot, and water is really refreshing.
That's great. And another good thing is that in German speaking countries, we generally don't have the temperatures above 35 degrees. All right. But actually, you learn about that in today's dialogue. So let's take a look.
Yes. Wie ist das Wetter im Sommer in Deutschland, Österreich und der Schweiz?
Im Sommer ist das Wetter oft sonnig. Die Temperatur ist oft 20 bis 35 Grad.
Okay, und wie ist es im Winter?
Im Winter ist es kalt und es schneit. Die Temperatur ist oft zwischen -5 und +5 Grad.
Alles klar. Ich mag lieber den Sommer.
Ich auch. All right, let's look at the vocabulary. We have das Wetter,
Das Wetter,
the weather. We saw that before as well. And der Sommer,
der Sommer,
of course, the summer. And der Winter,
der Winter.
that's the winter. We'll see the other two in the grammar section today. And one good thing to know is that all the seasons are masculine, just like the weekdays and the time words during the day. A lot of this is masculine. Do you know the one exception for the time words that is not masculine? It's late in the day.
Oh, die Nacht.
That's right, exactly. That is one big exception. And then we have Deutschland.
Deutschland,
Of course, Germany, Österreich,
Österreich,
Austria, and die Schweiz,
die Schweiz,
Switzerland. And again, die Temperatur.
die Temperatur.
That's the temperature. And one word shows up many times in this dialogue that is oft.
Oft,
And that's, of course, often. We just cut away the last two letters and then it's the same as English. And we have sonnig.
sonnig,
That is sunny. And one word that is a bit tricky to pronounce, that is zwischen.
zwischen,
Yes, that means between. And we can think about that in a temporal sense, between two meetings, or also if we have something that is between two other objects, then we can also say zwischen. And we have minus,
minus,
minus, and plus.
plus,
That's plus. Also in last lesson, we saw kalt.
kalt,
That is cold. And es schneit.
es schneit.
It is snowing. And alles klar.
Alles klar.
All right, got it, or all clear. And ich mag.
Ich mag.
I like. That's a very great way to express preferences. So, for example, how could I say I like chocolate cake? Do you know that?
Ich mag Schokoladekuchen.
Exactly, that's right. Or what kind of cake do you like?
Ich mag Tiramisu.
Oh, that's great. Yes, perfect. And then we have another one that is lieber.
Lieber.
That means rather or better. But in this dialogue, we have it in a phrase, ich mag lieber.
Ich mag lieber.
Yes, and mag lieber in English, we have that combined in one word, that is I prefer. In German, we just need to say I'd rather have or I'd rather like, but actually the more natural way in English to say that is I prefer. Okay, makes sense?
Yes.
Great, then let's go look at our dialogue one more time.
Wie ist das Wetter im Sommer in Deutschland, Österreich und der Schweiz?
Im Sommer ist das Wetter oft sonnig. Die Temperatur ist oft 20 bis 35 Grad.
Okay. Und wie ist es im Winter?
Im Winter ist es kalt und es schneit. Die Temperatur ist oft zwischen -5 und +5 Grad.
Alles klar. Ich mag lieber den Sommer.
Ich auch. All right. And then let's look at the four seasons. In German, we call the four seasons die vier Jahreszeiten. Do you know what that means? Jahreszeiten.
Uh, Season.
That's right. We can translate it as season, but Jahreszeiten, that consists of two other German words. Do you know what they are and what they mean?
Jahre und Zeiten.
Yes, what do they mean?
It's the time of the year.
Exactly. So das Jahr is the year and Zeit is time. So it's the time of the year. Is quite logical, I think. Okay, and the four seasons are first the spring.
Der Frühling.
Yes, and the summer
Der Sommer.
and the autumn
Der Herbst.
and the winter.
Der Winter.
Yes. And so before, when we built sentences about time, like on Monday or in the morning, we always use the preposition am. But now for seasons, we need a different one. We need to say im. And so, for example, to say in spring I do sport, I'd say im Frühling mache ich Sport.
Im Frühling mache ich Sport.
Yes, and literally, the translation of im would be in the spring I do sports. Im is a combination of in dem, so that implies it's a dative case. You don't need to worry about it now, but I just tell you so you know the context. And so that's why it's always im. And so how would I say in summer it is hot?
Im Sommer ist es heiß.
Yes, and in autumn I read a book.
Im Herbst lese ich ein Buch.
Yes, and in winter it is cold.
Im Winter ist es kalt.
Yes, so let me give you some simple challenges. How would I say in the morning I read a book?
Am Morgen lese ich ein Buch.
Yes, and how about on Sunday I read a book?
Am Sonntag lese ich ein Buch.
Yes, and there is a tricky one. How about I read a book at night?
In der Nacht lese ich ein Buch.
Great. And last one, in spring I read a book.
Im Frühling lese ich ein Buch.
Yes, perfect. Okay, any questions about that?
Oh, good.
Great. Then let's go through our dialogue one more time.
Wie ist das Wetter im Sommer in Deutschland, Österreich und der Schweiz?
Im Sommer ist das Wetter oft sonnig. Die Temperatur ist oft 20 bis 35 Grad.
Okay. Und wie ist es im Winter?
Im Winter ist es kalt und es schneit. Die Temperatur ist oft zwischen -5 und +5 Grad.
Alles klar. Ich mag lieber den Sommer.
Ich auch. All right, that is der Sommer. How is summer in London? Do you think it's nicer in London or in China?
Whew, that's a tough one. I think both are nice, but in China, because it's just so big, you need to really think like whether it's in the north, in the south, in the west, in the east. And I grew up in the northern part. I think the summer is generally really great, but in the south part is such a torture because it's too hot. You go
Mm,
outside, it's like a sauna.
yeah. That makes a lot of sense. One good thing about Germany, Austria, and Switzerland, you can also say Central Europe, is that is all fairly similar climatic zone with very similar temperature to each other. So you roughly know what you get whenever you move to a German-speaking area.
Yes. Nice.
All right, then let's call it a day here. And sadly, it's still winter, but summer is going to come soon enough. And we might do something like Das Picnic or other fun activities. And we'll make sure to talk about in German as well, shall we?
Yes.
All right, we'll see you for that as well. See you in the next one. Cheers.
Cheers.